We're here on a fresh but sunny morning just outside Cardiff, where we've come to visit Sam Thomas, who after a successful riding career where he won Grade 1s on Neuland, Twist Magic and Corto Star, before his crowning moment winning the 2008 Gold Cup on Denman in that epic duel against Corto Star.
Denman is destroying them, and a new star, it's Denman who wins the Gold Cup.
He's now in his 5th season here at the Hollies, and we've come down to ask him a few questions, find out how his season's going, what his plans are for the remaining of the season, and also to see some of the difficulty he faces in the training in this current climate and some of the technology he uses to see him succeed.
You're an experienced horseman, Ross. What are you looking for when the horses are going up the gallops?
Well, the first thing that I think struck both of us is, I think there's 8 horses just gone up. Not a single one of them was keen or pulling. They're all really relaxed. I like listening to their wind as well as they come up. Like, you know, I often do it when you're cantering down to the start and see if you can hear anything. But they also had a really clean winded and quite a few high blowers, which I know that lots of people like that in a horse because it tends to mean that they're not going to be quite so prone to respiratory issues and breathing problems.
Why would that be the case? Because, you know, from a punting perspective or just as a race goer, if you hear a horse breathing louder, potentially you would think that horse is maybe having breathing issues rather than the opposite.
Yeah, so the issue you're looking for is like a rasp on the inward breath, which is where the wind comes down their windpipe, the flap of skin that's they're designed to stop food and debris going down into their lungs has perhaps become a little bit flaccid, doesn't open up fully, and that makes a whistling noise on the in-breath. So they're coming back down now. We watched them go up twice. Has anything caught your eye yet as a physical?
Yeah. This chestnut here with the jockey in the khaki jacket was really impressive going up the gallops, and also there was a grey who was cantering up, who's unfortunately not cantering back right now. They've taken him in, but Sam Thomas has so many greys that, you know, they're just so eye-catching, and he worked really well as well. What about you? Yeah,
for me it was the chestnut. I'm always drawn to a big strong horse, and he sort of really worked quite keen. I thought I liked him. I have to find out what he's called, TC, in the notebook. Do you ride out most lots?
Every lot really, yeah. So I ride sort of 4 or 5 every day.
And switch around through the...
Yeah, I try and at some stage ride everything before they run really. It's nice to get a feel of them before they run, you know.
Done exceptionally well with horses coming off long layoffs. Obviously I will do it. Yeah. Paddy's motorbike, there are plenty of others. Yeah. Angel's Breath came back off a long layoff the other day. How do you manage to get them fit?
One thing I learned probably, you know, the hard way is when I first started training, you know, we got the horses in and I just thought I was a bit naive and thought we'd get them in, get galloping them and get on the run them, but it couldn't be further from how it should be done really. You just got to literally piece the jigsaw together and sort of do things as quietly, and only when horses allow you to do a bit more can you do a bit more really. So I think being here has certainly taught me a lot, and having more horses that you can sort of hide away a little bit. When you've got only a few horses in, you're always trying to get on and run them, but when you have a few more horses, you're able to sort of be a bit more patient with others, I think. And obviously the main thing is here we're lucky with our facilities really.
Do you get more of a reward from training a big winner or riding a big winner?
Completely different feelings, I must admit. Like as a jockey, it was probably the best days of my life, but at the time you don't really realise it. You just think it's going to last forever, and you don't ever see it as a job really. It's a huge thrill to ride a big winner, and the adrenaline is irreplaceable. I'm pretty sure most jockeys would tell you the same thing, but yeah, training is hugely satisfying, I think. You know, you'd have to say, like, so much goes on behind the scenes, so much can go wrong and does go wrong. So yeah, to train a big winner certainly is massively rewarding, yeah, and you just feel a huge amount of pride, I think.
Who's the next big thing in the Sam Thomas yard?
Hey. No secret, sorry, that we love Lump Sum. He was impressive in his bumper at Bangor. He's a lovely authorised horse. He's still a bit weak and sort of immature, but he's just got lots going for him really, and yeah, hopefully it could be anything. But yeah, I mean, Dear Mark has turned the corner now, and you know, it was very impressive the last day. He's quite big with his jumping, but that'll see him in good stead, I'm sure, down the line when he goes novice chasing. You know, so fingers crossed we can sneak him into the Betfair next month. But yeah, I'm very lucky, and as a team we're really lucky. We're dealing with some fantastic, you know, fantastically well-bred young stock, and it's a trainer's dream really to be able to come and deal with them every day. You know, it's no different. I'd say no different to when I was a jockey, when, you know, you've got, so let's say the lesser types to go and ride at Fontwell and things like that on a Monday, and Plumpton, I never really got a kick out of that, and it was always the big days that really gave me the buzz. And I'd have to say it's very much the same with training really. You know, having these amazing horses to look after that could potentially be anything, could be superstars, is what gets me out of bed really.
What are your plans going towards the Cheltenham Festival? We have many runners?
Just keep my feet on the ground really, and not get too carried away. If we've got some horses that are, you know, worthy, that are sort of worthy to go there, then we'll take our chance. But I don't think we'll be going there to make up the numbers. I don't think there's any point really. I think we'll just, yeah, it wasn't much fun doing that as a jockey, and it's not much fun doing that as a trainer really. I don't think we'll go there if we have horses that should be there.
Do you use much technology, Sam, when you're training?
Yeah, we're very lucky. We've got a TheraPlate, we've got a water treadmill. The TheraPlate is great for you know, sort of horses that might be a bit stiff and whatnot. We'll use that before they get ridden, and we find sort of being on there for sort of 15 minutes is equivalent to them having been on the walker, say, for half an hour. You know, so it's very, very good, and horses seem to enjoy it. They sort of fall asleep on there, so it's sort of, that tells you all you need to know with something like that.
So it's the benefit of the walker without the impact of the
I think
walker.
so, yeah. I mean, they're very popular in actually human gyms, and I think that's where it sort of the technology came from. But the proof is in the pudding. Yeah, Paddy's motorbike would sort of be on there every day, and you know, he's sort of a little bit older now, obviously, and it's kept him right. And yeah, I think all these little things all help.
Two horses we particularly spotted in the first lot we watched, a big chestnut, Good Risk at All. He's been off the track for a bit. Has he got any plans coming up?
Yeah, so the plan is to go back to Ascot mid-Feb next month, track which obviously we know he likes, and hopefully we get some nice softer conditions for him there. So yeah, we took our chance at Haydock in a valuable race after he won nicely at Carlisle at the start of the season. Didn't pay off, the ground was probably a bit quick, and we'll probably drop him back to 2.5 miles now. And
there was a big grey horse in that first lot we watched. He just did 2 up. What's his name?
Our Dancer. It was great to see him come back to form, winning at Aintree over the big fences at the start of the season. So yeah, we're really happy with that. And the plan will probably be to go back there in April. We'll try and sort of get him out in the next couple of weeks, I'd imagine. But yeah, really happy to sort of get him back enjoying his racing again. And he's a star, and hopefully there's plenty more days in him yet.
Ross, you've got plenty of experience coming to racing yards. What are your main takeaways after coming to see Sam Thomas's facilities this afternoon?
So, a few takeaways really. Relaxed staff and really relaxed horses. I just think how hands-on he was. You know, he was brushing them off, he was tacking them up. He says he rides every lot and tries to move around through the string, so he's got a good grasp of how they go. I think that's probably a different way of doing it to a lot of the mainstream yards. And yeah, just beautiful, relaxed place. You'd love to be a horse and live here.
Yeah, definitely. You could see as we were walking back in as well, a load of horses were just out in the field and rolling around, having some great fun, which is just fantastic to see from a racing perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, racing can come under fire at times, and I think we need to do more to promote, you know, how well these horses are looked after, and how, you know, their every need is taken care of.
Yeah.
So which of the horses that particularly caught your eye? Have you got any that are going to go in the famous Tom Collins notebook?
Well, from what Sam Thomas has said, and looking at the form book prior to coming, Dear Mark looked good over hurdles last time. Good Risk at All was he just filled the eye for both of us earlier today. But then what he was saying about Lump Sum as well, how can you avoid that horse moving forward? Won his debut very impressively, looks to have a huge future as well. So yeah, really enjoyable afternoon. We've seen some good horses, good facilities. Until next time.
Yeah, England next time, TC.
Sure.